Hey everyone, Big Mac here. I actually hope everybody had an awesome Thanksgiving. I happened to go on a family trip to Vegas. I just figured I'd do just a really quick slideshow of things that we saw over there. This isn't very fancier. I really haven't gone through these pictures a whole lot. But anyway, we found Elvis for the first time. I finally found an Elvis, and then I wound up finding two. And as well as somebody dressed up as the Welcome to Las Vegas sign, which admittedly I have not seen yet. Let's see here. We just walked around Vegas for a little while. We just stayed on the strip, the Las Vegas strip. So there were plenty of showgirls all around. I think this was at Bally's Casino. I can't remember. Bally's or the Flamingo. But the cool thing is, if you have a good camera, you can actually take pictures of the ladies from far away, and then you don't have to pay them because that sounds super creepy now that I say it out loud. Anyway. We were just taking just various pictures around. This is at the Paris casino. I didn't actually go inside it all, but they do have a replica. I don't know if it's a 1-to-1. I don't know what the scaling is, if it's 1-to-1 or not. But they've got a mock Eiffel Tower. Yeah, a Tour Eiffel. Yeah, Eiffel Tower at that casino as well. And in fact, there is a restaurant that lets you see things also. At our hotel, we stayed at the Flamingo Hotel. We found a 6-foot tall Dora the Explorer. I think Dora hit her growth spurt. And again, Dora's like a teenager now, isn't she? I think so. So, yeah, Dora's definitely getting big for her boots. I don't know. And again, there are plenty of people who try to dress up as characters, not because, Vegas is supposed to be a kid-friendly place, but because they were just people who love taking pictures. I mean, obviously there's Dora and SpongeBob and Woody and Buzz and Batman and Spider-Man. There were actually some really cool Transformers-looking people. Basically, they were dressed up as, they had the parts that were made out of cars and, different parts, lit up and stuff. I've never seen the Transformers movie, so I don't know how accurate it was at all, but it looked pretty cool. I will give them that. While we were in Mirage, while we were in Vegas, we did go to the Mirage. Our hotel was in Flamingo. We actually did see the Terry Fator holiday special. It was a Christmas show, basically. But it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I wasn't sure how he was going to try and draw that line between family style thing, again, because it's about, it was a Christmas show, and then try and keep that in time with Vegas, more typical Vegas style, a little more mature, a little more raunchy. So I think he managed to find that line, because admittedly, there were a lot of kids that I saw, more so than usual, and I'm assuming it just had to do with the Thanksgiving holiday, families trying to be together, but I really enjoyed the show. We walked by the Forum shops at Caesar's Palace. I can't afford anything in there, so we just kept on walking. I had a really good glass of milk at one of the restaurants in the Mirage. We had wanted to go back to the B.B. King's Blues restaurant that they had there, but apparently it closed. So, and I miss those ribs and chicken already. I miss it so much. Anyway, we just went to one of the deli places, and they had just milk and cake. It was $20 for, a slice of cake and 2 glasses of milk, but, what do you expect? Anyway, there's just some other various pictures that I took. I think here are just some other ones around Caesar's Palace as well. I think I've got a better one of the skyline coming up soon. At Caesar's Palace, of course, they also have plenty of statues of people who may or may not be wearing clothes, so viewer beware, I suppose. I meant to take a picture of the statue of... They have a statue of Victory, but without her head. And I totally meant to take a picture of that, but the light just wasn't coming out well enough, so I just took pictures of the pretty fountains instead. And like I mentioned, we were staying at the Flamingo. Here's that kind of skyline that I talked about. So there's the Eiffel Tower at Paris lit up. There's just the entrance thing for Paris. Here's the Bally's Hotel. Bally's, I didn't see Bally's itself standing out too much, but it had a lot of things inside of it. So it actually had a lot of shows and stuff. So that had it going for it. Let's see here. Again, still at Caesars, there's the Bellagio in the background. I never actually managed to get inside the Bellagio. This trip was actually, admittedly, pretty willy-nilly. It was a family trip, so we were just kind of laissez-faire. Well, just laissez. We'll just figure it out how to get to everything. We did catch a nighttime show of the fountains at Bellagio. We were just watching it from the side. The one thing I did like here was the Cosmopolitan Hotel. I love these little blue streaks just because, I don't know, I like it. I like it a lot. It just looks different than other things on the strip that I saw. So, again, I don't think I could afford to stay at the Cosmo, but it looked really cool. And here was a picture of the Bellagio Hotel from the front as well. So, we got there on a Wednesday, came back Friday. So we didn't have a whole lot of time up there, but our plan was to spend Thanksgiving Day in Las Vegas, hopefully eat at one of their, famous massive buffet things. That was the plan anyway. But so in the morning we went to the New York casino. Again, there's, kind of like a New York skyline. And this is a 127th model Statue of Liberty as well. So it's, it's still pretty massive. The across the street, the MGM Hotel, they've got some construction stuff going on. And then catty corner from them is also the Excalibur Hotel, which, if you guys saw my vlog from last time, that's where I stayed last time. But we went to New York. We didn't see any shows or anything there. We just went inside, checked out the casino. It looked pretty cool. I liked the place. Me and my cousin Revu, there's me, there's my cousin Revu. We then went to Treasure Island. And again, it was during the daytime, so we didn't see any of the sirens or any piratey type stuff, really. But we went to lunch at Senor Frog's restaurant, and I was not impressed. But oh well. So that was just pictures of us by the pirate boat. This is on the outside. Again, Treasure Island, TI, as it's usually abbreviated. And then, for some reason, there's a restaurant, I'm assuming it's a barbecue restaurant or something, because it's like, Texas, in Vegas, sure. Anyway, so we were just walking all around that particular area. So across the street from Treasure Island is actually the Venetian and the Palazzo. The Palazzo is also a very expensive place with lots of shops and stuff, things that you can't afford. But they did have this really nice display out on front, so they've got like a peacock and a waterfall type thing. And it was Thanksgiving Day, but everything was already decked out for Christmas. And then there were me and Revu trying to get a picture, and there's my aunt. And then just some more stuff. We then went to the Venetian. My aunt and my cousin really wanted to get the gondola ride. So they had to wait I'd say about an hour for it. They were able to get bumped up because there was originally like a 3-hour wait, but they managed to find a vacancy. I'm not sure how exactly, but they took the gondola ride. And again, it's not very long thing, but I think they had a lot of fun. So on our way, we decided we were going to try and go to the Bacchanal buffet at Caesar's Palace for our dinner buffet, knowing the fact that it's like the brand new buffet in the Strip apparently, and we were worried about there being too many people. We thought we'd try it anyway. So going from Treasure Island and Venetian and Palazzo, we walked by the Mirage where I stayed last time, or where I had stayed before. They just happened to be doing their volcano show right at the moment that we were walking by it, so we got some great pictures of that. And then, unfortunately, Caesars did not go as well as planned. There was a 2-hour delay, or it was like 2 hours of waiting in line just for the buffet, and so we were just like, screw it, no. We're not going to do that. We tried going to some of the other restaurants, but they had long lines too. Ultimately, we just wound up going to one of the food courts just to grab some little things. My mom and I had a more traditional Thanksgiving type meal with potatoes and vegetables, stuff like that. It's kind of like a Boston market entree type of situation. My cousin and aunt got cheeseburgers, and then we found this other place for dessert where, I don't know how, but my aunt found this humongous piece of carrot cake. I mean, there's Revu's hand for comparison, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, that thing is huge. And for dessert, I had a sundae type thing, but it was not worth the $10 that I paid for it. It was definitely not worth it. And again, there's this thing was huge. I have no idea how much they paid for it. But then on just our final day in the morning, because our flight was leaving around 2 o'clock, so we decided to be at the airport by 12. I was at the Flamingo Hotel, so we thought, hey, let's take some pictures of flamingos. It makes sense. And there were also a couple of black swans there as well. Unfortunately, I am now so behind on NaNoWriMo that it's not even funny. I'm supposed to be here now, and this is where I am. Things are not looking good. I shall try and venture forth, though, with this during the weekend. That's why we kind of did it on Wednesday through Friday, so that we could recover from our vacation, because that makes sense for us. And then I did keep one souvenir. The first day that we were up there, we went to Bally's, one of the restaurants in Bally's, and they had this massive $30 mixed drink. It was a choice of either this blue lemonade thing with vodka and curacao, I think is what it's called. That was either that or a massive $30 margarita. We chose the lemonade vodka drink. I mean, that was good. I mean, that was good. I didn't have a whole lot of drinks up there in Vegas. I had part of this fishbowl, and then at the Señor Frogs, I had one margarita type thing, and that was good. It had a lot of alcohol. I'm not a huge tequila fan. I much prefer vodka to tequila, but this was really good, and I actually got to keep the bowl as a souvenir. So, again, it's just a cheap little plastic fish bowl, but hey, you know, it has sentimental value now or something. So, like I mentioned, we stayed at the Flamingo Hotel. We didn't get a super awesome view. Here's Bill's Gambling Hall, and I think there's the Bally's parking or hotel behind it. I think that's part of Bally's as well, actually. But we had a good time, and we actually did see the Bellagio fountains twice. So, in the daytime, there was just this huge, I mean, it was like huge, massive water thing. Apparently, they actually weren't supposed to be scheduling it yet. We just happened to catch them at a practice run. And then lastly, yeah, I think we're full circle now. Yes, we are. Okay, cool. So this was our table for Thanksgiving dinner at the food court in Caesar's Palace. And admittedly, I think I lost a little bit of weight walking around the strip so much and not having a massive buffet style for dinner. But, you know, it was a family vacation. We had an awesome time. I'm trying to recover now, and I've got a lot of homework to do and stuff for those last couple weeks of school. And I need to try and finish NaNoWriMo, so we'll see how that goes. Alright, this is where I've been for the past few days, so Big Mac saying, later.